Please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Coming up, a look into a week of science and how teachers and students celebrated.
Then, a recap of how Mepham celebrated Autism Awareness Day this past Tuesday.
A look into some national headlines.
And lastly, the weekly sports report and weather forecast. Thank you for joining us here at BMB. Today is Friday, April 4th, day 3. I'm Maya Passanisi.
And I'm Christina Pena.
And the BMB Morning Announcements start now.
At BMB, we navigate the seas of stories and treasure the ones that matter most.
We have your week in Mepham sports.
Join us as we take you into the heart of the community where stories unfold and voices unite.
We are BMB.
We are BMB.
These are the BMB Morning Announcements.
Good morning, Mepham. Maya, do you know what this looks like?
Tina, what are you talking about?
This is me getting a promotion. Happy dance, happy dance.
You're about to get a demotion if you keep doing that dance. We're going to move on and spare the entirety of your social life. So, to start this episode off, we're going to start with space, the amazing world that we know so little about.
This week, you may have seen the space-themed posters with the science teachers on it. The poster was to bring attention to the fact that it's National Space Science Week. National Space Science Week is the joint meeting of the Space Studies Board of the U.S. National Academy's Discipline Committees in collaboration with the Aeronautics and Space Engineering Board and Board on Physics and Astronomy. It marks a week of continued exploration and advancement in space and what we are teaching our future astronauts.
It's always so fun and interesting to learn what happens around Mepham. I feel like each year we introduce new activities and always are participating in new events.
Yeah, and there's so much more where that came from.
Leadership students participated in their second collaboration with the district core and prep programs, marking the first time student leaders have visited Calhoun. Students participated in color activities and jammed out to some music. In conclusion, it was a great day that marked the continued legacy of senior leaders and their willingness to step above and beyond.
Now, onto some world news.
This week in Washington, President Trump announced his long-awaited tariff plan imposing import duties on all goods, calling it Liberation Day.
Jobs and factories will come roaring back into our country, and you see it happening already. We will supercharge our domestic industrial base. We will pry open foreign markets and break down foreign trade barriers. And ultimately, more production at home will mean stronger competition and lower prices for consumers. This will be indeed the golden age of America. It's coming back. We're going to come back very strongly.
Tariffs increase the cost of raw materials and goods imported into the country. While President Trump insists the tariffs will usher in a new era of American manufacturing and prosperity, many economists disagree.
So the American cost of living just went up 6%. Your paycheck will get you 6% less than it used to. That's going to turn up in prices pretty much as soon as tomorrow because businesses, when their costs go up, they tend to pass those costs along. And that's going to really hurt a lot of Americans. We can actually think about this as a tax hike.
This is clearly a story with a multitude of opinions, so people will need to do their own research to form their own opinions in the weeks ahead.
Outside of Washington, a series of deadly tornadoes ripped across the middle of America, causing widespread destruction in Arkansas, Tennessee, and Missouri. While the worst of the storms may now be over, the region is preparing for what is going to be described as a generational flooding.
Next, with info on March Madness and what's happening in Mepham sports, let's hear it from Jake Mano with this week's sports report.
Welcome to finally spring. And of course, with that comes the start of my personal favorite season. Starting on the turf, where flag football starts their home stretch. The Chargers took on Jericho yesterday and attempted to remain undefeated Saturday against Herrick's. Staying on the fake grass, both the girls and boys lacrosse teams have a busy few days on the road. Today, the girls travel to Mineola, with Newsday top 100 player Grace Skolovic leading the pack. And tomorrow, the boys look to get back on track against Hicksville. And last, but certainly not least, let's head to the Diamond. To round out our PAX week in sports, yesterday baseball took the mound defending the ship against Clark. And softball, after a battle against Glen Cove, look ahead to Saturday in their matchup against Mineola. I know that was a lot to talk about for spring, and I couldn't help but notice the lack of basketball. But don't worry, Saturday has us covered with, of course, the Blue Devils taking down the Cougars and the Gators steaming past the Tigers in their second to last win of the season. Unfortunately, that's about all I have for you this week in Mepham Sports. And as always, I'm Jake Mano. Until next time.
Thanks, Jake. And isn't it too cold out? I couldn't imagine sitting in the stands of a softball field or a baseball game. I think I'd be freezing.
Well, as much as I'd love to agree with you, today's the Mets home opener. And even if it's 70, 50, or 30 degrees, you bet I'll be there.
Yeah, no, I will not be attending anything in 30-degree weather.
Agreed, although I'm not really sure what the weather is looking like this weekend. Let's send it over to meteorologist Brigid Flanagan for our weekend weather report.
Thanks, guys. Hope everybody's having a great week. I know that I'm really missing that 70-degree weather from last Saturday right now, and unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's coming back this weekend. It'll be cloudy as usual this weekend, with a high of 62 and a low of 51. But tomorrow, expect the weather to be a little bit gloomier. The clouds continue with some midday rain and a high of 51 and a low of 46. Finally, Sunday, where the morning doesn't look too bad, but there are some afternoon showers being called for right now. The high will be 62 with a low of 47. What a weekend. These April showers are living up to their name. Personally, I don't care how much it rains right now, as long as it clears up by spring break.
Thanks, Brigid. While I unfortunately won't be able to tan this weekend once again, at least it's not that bad.
Yes, hopefully there'll be plenty of tanning time in the upcoming weeks.
I'll hold you to that, Brigid. You better be right.
Well, these have been the BMB Morning Announcements for Friday, April 4th. Have a great day, Pirates. One take wonders! First time I didn't mess up.
But the thing is, like, I did.
Yeah, thanks.
And I probably
Why are we lying?
And I probably will be this weekend.
And
I got burnt, but it's like gone now.
Did you see Ryan making faces at us during
Yes, he
Brigid's-
was going.
Like,
He was doing the hype.